Start recording. And we're off. It's Thursday, September 24th. 2000 and what? Oh, 2015. Yes, I have headphone hair on. I have some extreme isolation headphones on because we're doing a little bit different rig today. So normally I have my cabinet down the hallway in an isolation cab. And I just tell you guys what my gear is. So I thought today I'd show it to you. You can't see it all because you can't fit my big head on the screen at the same time. But I've got the Lil Whiskey here today, and I've literally got it so low that if I move the knobs at all, it shuts off. We are less than half of one on the dirty and the clean channel. I've got my Royer 122V right in front of the cabinet. This is literally coffee house volume. I mean, you could sing acoustically over the volume that I'm playing. I've got my BAE 1032 preamp here on the top, which is the top one in the lunchbox. And that's it. My Heil vocal mic here is out of phase because the port on the back of the cabinet's facing right at me. I'm not sure if the phase is perfect or not, but it's good enough just to see. So, most of the time you guys have to take my word for what we're doing. This time I thought it'd be fun to show you. And show you, too, how you can record with stuff like this at home. What is this? Gear Nerds, hence the cup. Oh, no, that's my Mizzou alumni cup. That's I don't have anywhere else to put it where it falls down, So we were just having a really nice conversation that I'd like to continue. This is cathode biased. Yes, thank you, Andrew. Good question. I'm on the dirty channel, and the volume on the master is less than half of one right now. And the volume on the clean channel is also less than half of one. I've got them literally where if I just brush the knobs, there's not enough electricity to keep the tubes going. So they shut off. So we're as low as the amp can possibly go. And with a good mic and a good preamp, that's a clean sound. Sounds all right, huh? It's a little master volume. You can hear a little bit of sizzle in there from the master volume at this volume. And this speaker is barely getting any electricity, so there's just not much happening here. But, I can roll back. If I go to the clean channel, Hoss Thompson's eating bacon. Am I jealous? Yes, I am. Only thing I know is that American bacon is way better than British bacon, so my jealousy has mitigated a little bit. So the fun thing we were talking about is next week at Lucky Strike Live in Hollywood, which is their Wednesday night jam night, is a big Sunset Strip kind of party thing, and it's really fun. Only everybody's all grown up now, and these really, really amazing players show up there, but they invited me to come because they're doing a Beatles tribute set. Only, we got to heat it up like it's 1987, right? And Hoss says, whoa, easy, Tiger. Let's not get Boston Tea Party. Good point, Hoss. I was just kidding you, brother. It's okay. It's all right. There's a lot of good food in England. Most of it's Indian, but that's cool. That's not true, actually. I don't mind traditional English food. Pub grub is great. I can eat Scotch eggs every day for lunch. But I like me some shepherd's pie, the whole thing. But anyway, so before we started recording, we were talking about like early Beatles tunes, because everybody, when you go to a rockin' thing and you want to play a Beatles tune, everybody wants to go. When I get to the bottom, I go back to the top of the slide. That's the obvious choice, right? Even though that is fun as hell. Voices are come. But what I like to do is throw people a curveball and pick like some really early Beatles stuff and show them how, like, if you just heat it up a lot, it turns into a really fun rockin' song. So before, Blackbird really annoys me. I like to hear the Beatles do Blackbird and about nobody else. Yeah, I mean, there's some other good choices, like... But who can sing that? I mean, that's crazy. I know Kenny Kanowski is going to do The Walrus, which is incredible. Kenny's amazing. I really want to see that. It's going to be Kenny, Pete Thorne, and John Button. They're going to do The Walrus, and then they're going to do something else too. I can't remember. Which I think is a great. Yeah, what key is Bulldog in? I can't remember. Is that D? Where does it go? Can't remember, but it works. Sgt. Pepper's works good too. What key is that in? I always forget what key. Yeah, that works. I'm looking through you. Yeah. What, that one's in D? I'm looking through. What do you know? Something like that. Is that right? Yeah. Sergeant Timmons. Anyway, it's good, but I like to go early, like the really poppy stuff. For a lot of you guys, I'm going to repeat this for the recording, but so like one of the favorite ones I like to do is It Won't Be Long Now, which, you know, the original version is this EL84 is turned all the way down. Day Tripper's good, but that, you know, Day Tripper and Come Together are sort of like playing Freebird and Stairway to Heaven if you're doing Beatles stuff. Yeah, Taxman's good. Because everybody does, you know. This really sounds Beatle-y down this low. I never thought of this amp as being able to get Beatle-y, but when you turn it down this low with a good mic, that sounds very Beatle-y. Got a good reason. Yeah, and then Come Together is, you know, everybody. He come on flat top, he come grooving up slowly, gone. It sounds very Beatle-y though, doesn't it? Come together. Ooh, nice voice crack. Right now, over me. Does that work that dirty? I don't know. Kind of just sounds like Aerosmith's version, I think, which was great. It's never going to sound as good as Steven Tyler. But anyway, what I was talking about was like It Won't Be Long Now, Please Please Me, Even Boys, you know that song? We used to, when I played in it, I was in this Beatles band called Beat the Beatles. And we used to do, like, we'd make people think we were starting the soft version. And then when we'd hit the chorus, we'd go into this heated up version and everybody would jump up and go, oh my God, that's great. But you know, Boys. I've been told when a boy kisses a girl, take a trip around the world. Hey, hey, oh, I'm talking about boys. My girl says when I kiss her lips, she gets some thrills in her fingertips. Hey, hey. Whoa, talking about boys. Stuff like that. Where's the gain? I got it's kind of a little over 7 right now. Something like that. I want to hold your hand. Yeah, that might work. Oh yeah, it's in G though, isn't it? So the original is, oh yeah, tell you something. Wait a minute. Gosh, why am I forgetting the song? Oh, I got to sing it. That's the only reason. Sorry, you got to listen to my mediocre sing. I can't sing quietly is the problem, so I can only sing at the top of my lungs. Oh, yeah, I tell you something. I think you'll understand. I tell you something. I want to hold you. It kind of works, doesn't it? Those songs all work as good rockin' songs, right? What did somebody else say? 8 days a week? Which is one way. There's 2 guitar parts. Is the second guitar part on that. Ooh, I need your love. Hold me, love. Love me 8 days a week. 8 days a week. I love you. 8 days a week is not enough to show I care. Yeah, that kind of works. Paperback Rider Dog put great song, but who can sing that? You're going to do the Frere Jacques in the background when you're on stage at 120 decibels? Elliot Goldstein says, oh shit, that's not the Beatles. I don't want to spoil the party. Yeah, that's a good one. I need a Liverpudlian accent. Hey Ringo, let's kick. Yeah. My Scouse is not very good. There's always a big joke. That's the one line I can still do. Fail. What was it? Hey Paul, let's kick Ringo out of the band. Let's put him in the trunk of our fucking Chevy. It's not very good anymore. I haven't lived in England in 25 years, so I'm sorry. What other good ones we used to do? Please Please Me was great because of that lick, you know. A lot of gain, isn't it? Let's pull it back just a hair. A little more bump into it. Anyway, what a divergent path we've gone on today. So anybody in LA going to be here next week and come to this thing? It should be really fun. Should have a good time. It's either this or we talk about the Pope. You decide. I always felt Real Love would have been better if they made it double speed. Yeah, that's a good song. Real Love's actually a great song. It's got all those good John Lennon trademarks in it. You know, real love, real love. He does the 4 minor 4, big John Lennon trademark. The 5 augmented chord, another good. Yeah, great song. I always thought the Pope was a Strat guy, says GHS Strings, but now I'm thinking more of a Les Paul. Yeah, could be. He's a Jesuit, you know. The Jesuits are very humble and simple, so I think he might be more of an Esquire guy, you know. Can you make the fucking frog chorus sound good on that amp? I don't know what a fucking frog chorus is. There's a bunch of pedals here. I should have plugged them in today. There's some like Dave's pedals laying around. Oh, that's the other one. Think you've lost your love. This is and I saw her yesterday. Said she loves you. You know that can't be bad. The frog chorus was Paul in later life, his Howard the Duck, basically. I don't know what that means. And I'm a Beatles queer. Was wrecked by the frogs. Frog thing. What is that? Is that something that just was in England, maybe? We didn't get that over here? Yeah, they all work as good rockin' songs, don't they? So I got a new name for a Beatles band that I want to do. It's called the Beat Holes. And you're crying? Why are you crying, Keith? Don't cry. Yeah, the Beat Holes. So if you say it with a good London accent or even a Scouse accent, the Beatles. The Beat Holes. Yeah, Paperback Writer's a great one. But no one can sing that. Should be an all-girl band. Yeah, right. The Beat Holes. I think we might come under some scrutiny for that, if I'm going to be honest. Yeah, that works. It's been a hard day's night. I've been working like a dog. Yeah, Hard Day's Night works pretty well too. I'll have to watch that in a minute, Hoss. That's hilarious. Don't click the link, Keith. Oh, is it going to make you cry? Been thinking about a pink taco, but that Lil Whiskey has me thinking. Oh, they're both good amps, man. You can't go wrong either way. The frog chorus is the reason I hate... Man, I got to see what this is, because when anyone says they hate the Beatles, something's gone wrong. Something has gone seriously wrong. You cannot hate the Beatles. That's like hating air. That's like hating sunshine. That's like hating food. That's like hating Sofia Vergara. You can't do that. It's impossible. Something is wrong. It's okay if you're not a Beatles fanatic. That's all right. I'll let you get away with that. But if you're a musician and you like anything recorded in the last 50 years, you got to take your hats off to the Beatles. Rock and roll might have died if it wasn't for the Beatles. Not only did they keep it alive, they blew it up to 50 times bigger than it was before. Everybody since then is on the coattails of the Beatles. Regardless if they were blue, even if their music sounded nothing like the Beatles, they were riding the coattails of the Beatles. They're the guys. That's the mark of a person. I got to tell you, Keith, you and I need to talk, my brother. I have to do a little bit of this dumb thing, sorry. The Beatle mixes are harsh. Well, they're just using the equipment they had back then. Hoss Thompson says, I heard Beethoven took all of his best stuff from George Harrison. Yeah, that's right. It wasn't Ludwig Beethoven, though. It was his descendant, Murray Beethoven. They didn't have much EQ back then at all, and they didn't have a lot of great compression either, so it's hard. Plus, nobody had recorded that stuff before. It was all new. Somebody mentioned Taxman. waiting for me. Yeah, that works. Haas Thompson liked Murray Beethoven. Yeah, it's not Ludwig. I mean, Ludwig wrote his own stuff, but Murray, you know, Murray just fucking steals everything. KXM Rock says, Beatles really had a song called The Ballad of John and Yoko. Yeah, they did. You know The Ballad of John and Yoko. Standing in the docks of Northampton. The man in the back, I don't know the words. Christ, you know it ain't easy. You know how hard it can be. The way things are going, they're gonna crucify me. It's a great song. And then Paul does that seventh harmony at the top where he gets a flat seven right over the melody. It was a very scandalous song, that's right. They were 4 tracks all the way up through Pepper. Believe it or not, Sgt. Pepper was done on a 4-track machine, if you can. The Kinks are amazing, scandalous. Justin Johnson and his fiancée are right in that suite now. Okay. As long as it's not Justin Bieber. Ross Fletcher says, I was born in 58 and the Beatles were an all-day, everyday part of my life when I was a kid. Yeah, and they're groundbreaking. You know, they're just dominating and so astonishingly, absurdly talented, you know. They definitely made some mistakes. Not all their songs were great. But even their bad ones are pretty listenable. So here. The Amsterdam Hilton, that's right. Will that one work as a big rockin' song? Fussing and fighting my friend. Yeah, they invented the flange. It was 2 tape machines slightly off speed. It was called Ken's Flanger. That's where the word, all the pedals you have now called flangers are based on just, they didn't know what to call the effect. So one of the engineers there, it wasn't Ken Scott, it was the other Ken, I'm blanking on his last name, had 2 tape machines that were slightly off speed, and it flanged the sound. They just made the word up, flanged it. Toby Tobson says, all day and all night, music must be fantastic through 64. Thank you, man. That's really nice. I appreciate that. Haas Thompson's putting the link up to the Beatles anthology. You should own that. That is required library material right there. I'm choking on my thing. What other one should we do? What should we talk about? Now we're just in it's a Beatles show. It's too late. Dogpa says, this is a load of shit. I don't know about that. The youth of today don't know what good music is. Back in my days, Bach and Beethoven did the best gigs. That was real music. And this modern stuff is just waffle. Remember August 1881 when Wagner and Beethoven gig in Austria? Just amazing. I got so stoned I could hardly ride my horse home. I feel sorry for... Well said, Dogpa. Yes. Well, I'm a little bit older than you, and when I used to read the Bible, it was just called the Testament. But, yeah, everyone thinks their generation's music's better, but there are certain artists that stand out, you know? Like, if you look in the history of modern music, you can't ignore the Beatles. I mean, that's just crazy. It's just crazy. There are certain people you can argue whether or not they had an influence or whether or not they're important, but you can't really argue the Beatles, you know. If you think about it, late Beethoven and Wagner were metal of their day. Yeah, a lot of metal dudes go after a lot of classical composers. Paganini was a madman. That's right. Absolutely. You know, there's even bands, who was it, Procol Harum, who did a Bach tune. Whiter Shade of Pale is Open Air G by Bach. They literally, you know. I can't remember how the chord progressions know, but it's just, she did the melody. That's Bach. That's Open Air G by Bach. Haas Thompson says, do you remember the premiere of the Ring of Cycle in Beirut? Man, what a party. Oh, yeah, exactly. Remember when you and I were building Stonehenge and those fuckers kept wanting to move the pillars back and forth? And we're like, dude, come on. Fuck, we drug them all the hair from Wales. Like, can't we just make up our mind where they go? Reverend Randy says, and there was a soundtrack of creation, which the technical terms is still playing in the background of all human nonsense. Just a theological note to give a bit of offset to my otherwise musical approach to life. Well, we'll take it from a reverend. Absolutely, Randy. Was the sound of creation the Big Bang? That's what I ask. I don't think they're two different things. I'm just saying. Talk amongst yourselves. I heard they dug up a bong at Stonehenge. Yeah, it was made out of wood. So it would kind of suck. Like sometimes you'd light up and there'd be some stems and seeds in there, and then the wood would catch on fire, and it's talk about killing your head. Yeah, there's a bunch of early Beatles songs that work great. Really good. Surprised how this amp, I've never really mic'd up and heard it where it's almost off. That sounds Beatle-y, man. That is really Beatle-y. Yeah, somebody mentioned earlier doing Saw Her Standing There. That's more of a boogie-woogie rock and roll song. I don't know if that translates. It's a great song to play, fun song to play. Wow, that sounds really Beatle-y. If I had a little bit of echo on there. Well, she was just 17, if you know what I mean. And the way she looked was way beyond compare. And now I'll never dance with another. Ooh. Yeah, that works. I don't know what it's in the headphones. It sounds really like if I were doing a Beatle thing, I'd do this. You can even do the. Will that work as a rock tune? I don't think I ever tried that one. Baby's good to me, you know, she's happy as can be, you know, she said so. I'm in love with her and I feel fine. I'm so glad that she's my little girl. She's so glad she's telling the world. You can go back and forth. Wow, I'm out of tune. Yeah. She's a woman. Yeah, that might work. My love don't give me presents. Would that work as a rockin' song? Maybe. Yeah, Toby, this is 18 to 20 watts, Paravial 84s. She's a woman who understands. I don't know if that'll work as a hard rocking song. That's a good, She's a woman who loves a man. My love don't give me presents. I mean, I used to do some of their rock and roll songs in bands, and they work fine, like Bad Boy. You guys know Bad Boy. It's one of my favorite Beatles, like, odd B-sides. Yeah, somebody said telly. Let's do that, because we got just a few minutes left. There's a nice telly right on the wall behind me. Let me grab that. Oh, hang on one second. Oh, I have old man bones and joints. Oh, my gosh. Make it stop. That's Paul Stanley's Les Paul. Thank you, Paul, for letting me play your Paul. It's Paul Stanley's Les Hymn. All right, let's see what Mr. Telly does here. Gonna buzz a lot more. I got these lights on in Variac, so it makes a lot of noise. Let's see. No, that's a Ticket to Ride sound right there. This amp is so barely on. Ugh. I can turn this up a little bit now. I used to have a beard and a mustache for a long time, Greg. Watch old versions of the show. That's how low I have this amp. I just barely touched the knob and it jumped up like that. It's too loud. Well, Hoss, it's not a dash of gray anymore. So if the gray gave me sophistication, I am downright noble now. It's a gray beard. Part of the reason I just shaved it off. It's gray. No one knows what it's like. Behind blue eyes. That's even almost more Beatle-y, isn't it? To lead a better life, need my love to be near. I'm not doing that right. Think I'm gonna be sad. I think it's today. Girl, that's driving me mad. You see, I'm singing over this. Like, this is how quiet we are. I'm literally just singing over this. I'm not even close to the mic. I'm just singing, like, here, I'm going to turn off the mic, the Royer that's on the cabinet, and you can hear just what's going on here. I'm talking over this. It's not up at all. You can hear the pick of the strings louder than the speaker cabinet. And the speaker cabinet's right here. Look, I mean, I'm this close. And the back of the speaker cabinet's open. It's not closed. So the back of that speaker is right here behind this mic. Get Back. I don't know if that works as a hard rockin' song or not, you know. What's the lick now? Oh, what is that? I can't remember it now. Oh, it's been so long. Yeah, I don't think Get Back will work. What else? We're almost out of Beatle time here. Doctor says, rather hear the Beatles crank than unplugged anything. Yeah. It's always fun. Again, listen. Turning the mic off that's in front of here. I'm not raising my... I'm just... This is our whiskey cabinet, which is also like our little Elvis cabinet. And it's deep. It sounds fat at low volumes. I can talk over this. I can be louder than the amp with my voice. Yeah, it's quiet. Let me get my levels. Can't get this guitar in tune very well for some reason. Probably because I'm on headphones. I mean, you gotta have a good mic and a preamp, but you know. Fleetwood Mac tunes? Sure. One of my favorite songs ever. Hey, there's Howard. How quiet is this now? It's nothing, isn't it? Here, check it out on the headphones. Oh, I just thought I'd show the guys the rig today. Everybody, Howard Johnson's here. Listen to. These are isolation headphones. So, how big this sounds. Sounds huge, doesn't it?
Yeah, it makes you think you're doing something.
You can make a record like that. Everybody says, Howard, how about some of those edge of breakup tones? Yeah, let me drop the gain on the amp. They're saying, I bet Howard could sing Paperback Writer. Oh, Howard can sing anything he wants. Jesus just left Chicago, headed down for New Orleans. Jesus just left Chicago. I can't sing this worth a damn. Headed down for New Orleans. Hey, hey. Can't, this guitar and I don't get along very well. How'd it go? I always forget the licks now. I need to be on the mic. Something like that. Anyway, Joe C. Hey, what's up, Joe C? How are you, man? Playing that very cleanly. Oh yeah, I'll be by the amp show, Elliot. Definitely, all my friends are there. This deserves the there's a little less gain even. I belong a long way from here. That sounds right. Now I don't know the words, but I know the melody. Goes a little something like this. get the idea. Thank you, Mark Mongeau. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us from Canada. Can we all agree an amp in a box pedals are nonsense and that the money should be spent buying a 65? Thanks, Hoss. I like that. Now we take the E all the way down. Gain for that, don't we? How about a half-watt 65 amp in a box? What tubes do I use for that, dog pump? That's the question. Why do you need a 5-watt 65? You got this right here. You got satin shoes? No, that works, right? That's good telly sounds. Gin-soaked ballroom queen in Memphis. Sounds good in the headphones. I like that. Anyway, I think it's about time for Howard and I to go eat tacos. Now, Howard's not going fishing today just because he has his fisherman's hat on. I think that hat looks kind of cool. I think it's kind of swinging. It's a little bit Unabomber too, but that's all right. Little Whiskey's just bleeding out right now. You can order one from Sweetwater, Greg. With the purple operator and a 60 cent. heard that on the radio this morning.
Right.
The little medley there. That's pretty workable sound right there. Good pop 60s, 70s rhythm sound. She grew up in an Indiana town and her father molested her. I don't know. That sounds right. Good Tom Petty sounds. Last chance for me. No, it's actually D minor, Andrew. I've watched him play it in person. Yeah, that works. That works really well. That sounds perfect in the headphones. We gotta go eat, man. What in the heck? What do you think, guys? Little Whiskey, kind of fun. Crazy show today. Second, hit the wrong switch. I'm really killing time because we're waiting to move over to Lucky Strike Live, which is kind of week to week. We're just waiting on the big internet to get installed and everything. So hopefully we can make that happen. And very soon, but thanks, man. But if you guys are in town next week, come over to Lucky Strike. I'm going to play on Beatles night, and it should be extremely fun. Extremely fun. Dogpa says 12 BH7 or 12 AU7. Well, those are preamp tubes. You can make an amp out of them, but if you want to get the sound of this, you got to get pentodes, Those are triodes. Oh, Lamatone just got here. What the heck? Willie says, how much your gain are you running at the MO? At the master, you mean? I mean, the preamp gain is on that was on 4. And the master volume itself is literally less than 1. So it couldn't get any quieter. I had it down at the point of shutoff, where the amp would actually go off this whole time. I wanted you guys to see the rig and enjoy it. What pentode am I talking about? Oh, we were having a discussion earlier about how to make low-powered amps. My argument is, why do you want a low-powered amp? I've been talking over this and singing over this acoustically. I don't know if you can get any quieter where it's not louder, where the picking sound of the guitar is not louder than the amp. It was just quiet. I don't know why you'd want a lower amp, because now I can take this and turn it up and go play a gig. You know? But, you know, I got a nice mic on there. There's a Royer, it's a ribbon mic that's tube driven. It's kind of expensive, but you can buy them used. And then I got a good preamp, which isn't that expensive for a preamp. I mean, that guitar tone to me sounded as good as anything that's on half the records that are around, or more. So, and that's with no compression, no echo, no verb, no EQ, just straight guitar. You can make it work, I think. I think you'll be okay. I think you'll be all right, man. Ross Fletcher says, the only reason I would want a champ size 65 would be to carry it around easily and play in coffee shops. Yeah, I hear you. It's kind of hard to get big transformers and stuff in a little bitty thing, but everybody always wants to have the sound of a huge amp and a little bitty package. And the laws of physics kind of make that tough. Everybody's tried. It's really difficult. But I hear you. I'd love it too. Took the Beatles, a guy named George, to sound as good as... Oh, well, that's very nice, dog, but you're very generous. Ventura Rose. I don't know what that means, Willie, but I like it. What does it mean? Well, anyway, guys, I think we should call it a day unless you have any pressing... Oh, yeah, the Ventura's tiny. It's a little tiny. It's about the size of a Princeton, only it's deeper, because we got a much better speaker than what comes in a Princeton in it. But, yeah, that works really well. Ventura for Ross. Oh, I got you, Willie. I'm sorry. Yeah, the Ventura is great. Very popular amp, too. We sell the daylights out of that amp. So any last-minute questions before Howard and I go off to Taco World? $1 fish tacos on Thursday, which is the reason most people have said, why don't you move your show to Thursday? I'm like, thanks. That's all you care about is cheap tacos? Andrew asked if we're offering Alnico creams. I can offer anything from Celestion. I don't have any amps that I think are appropriate for that speaker. It's a 90-watt speaker. Possibly in a 112 with a whiskey combo, maybe the full-size whiskey, the 50-watt whiskey. I like green. I like salsa verde on my stuff, but I get like fish tacos. Oh, I'm salivating now. I usually get a fish taco and a chicken tamale and some rice and beans, and I'm a happy man. A little green sauce over the top. What's my preference in Alnicos? Andrew asked. It's really just matters on which amp I'm using it with. If it's a low-powered amp, I like the blue. If it's a mid-powered amp, I like the gold. If you mix the gold in a 212, you really got to have a pretty powerful amp to push it. But as like a London combo or an 18, you know, one of these works great. The gold does in a 112. In an AC30, I like a pair of blues. Don't watch Frog Chorus. You'll never get over it. Oh, Keith, I'm sorry. It sounds like it's a real trauma for you from childhood. I'm so sorry to hear that. You don't want the Beatles associated with trauma. That is wrong. That's like Clockwork Orange kind of shit right there. Anyway, okay, we're out of here, fellas. I appreciate you guys sincerely. Thank you so much for dropping by. And I'll see you next week, where Tom Abraham's going to be here. And get your questions ready for Tom, because Tom is amazing. Amazing, I tell you. Anyway, love you, fellas. We'll talk soon. Take care.